But, big win. Obviously, you go on the road, you beat a ranked team, quality team, as consistent and well coached as EKU. That was a big win for us. I'm not going to say that we didn't play great. We made a ton of mistakes. A lot of them they forced on us, blocking their defense. We had a hard time blocking their defensive front. The great pass rusher. I think he got his 2 sacks. A lot of movement up front. We did not play well up front at tight end or the offensive line. If you'd have told me going into the game Jared Neal was going to throw 4 interceptions, I would have told you that we probably got beat pretty handedly. Okay, so as you started going through that game, and they scored in the first 12 seconds of the game. After we turned it over, then they hit us with a fake screen and run right past our safety. So not the start you're looking for. But I will give our kids tremendous credit for this. We talked all week long about having tremendous energy and about, no matter what, you keep playing. And every coach in the country says that, going to each game. But I was proud of this team to where they took that to heart. Even when it looked bleak, I'm standing on the sideline and behind me, guys are still encouraging, guys. Because I've seen this on some games just kind of, I won't say go through the motions, right, but just think that our talent would get us to the end of it, or hey, I'm not playing, I'm just standing here free ticket to watch the game. And we've continued to talk about that, even the guys that aren't playing, and so they gave me a tremendous belief, throughout the game, and they kept playing, and there's a lot of other teams out there in the country that are on championship runs that maybe win a game that. I won't say that they didn't deserve, but that they didn't play that well. And somehow they figured out a way to get a win, and that's what happened Saturday. So, once again, very proud as we move forward. I thought our defensive line played really well. If you watch the tape, I thought we were really able to pressure the quarterback and control the line of scrimmage. They've got some, East Kentucky, they got some good skill guys, so they were able to put some pressure on us outside as we, try to limit that run game. But, the defense, getting the 3 turnovers was huge, scoring on defense. That made up for the 4 turnovers that the offense had, and certainly the lack of run game. But, you go back to that last drive and watched it again, yesterday, to be able to put some 4- and 5-yard runs there and get it down to some manageable down and distance on the last drive, that, to score the touchdown to win was huge, and we hadn't been able to do that up to that point. So, 52 throws, too many for us, especially, and I bet you 35 of them were dropped back. So I'm going to criticize myself on that. I didn't put the offensive line in a good enough situation. Should have been some more max protection throws, some more screens, some more run-pass type options. Put them in a bad situation against good players. So, that's something we got to do a better job as we go forward. All right, so flipping the script, going to this week's game against EIU. Very good team, different set of problems. You start with their defense. Very fast defense, very. They bring a lot of different movements, very multiple defense. A lot of man, coverage, a lot of multiple blitzes and multiple coverages that go with it. Even against Jacksonville State, they dictate what you do. They don't just sit there and let you open up your playbook. You've got to be, have a plan, stick with it, and not put your defense in too many bad situations. But very impressed watching their defense and their how multiple they are, and they cause you a lot of problems. Offensively, the quarterback, he's one of the best players in the league. The running back, Church and Little's played good against us. All 3 years he's played against us, and that's where the problems or the concerns that you have going against their offense is. When that quarterback or those 2 running backs touch the ball, they can score at any time, any spot on the field. So, we're going to have to. We talked about it again today. Hey, great job, playing with tremendous enthusiasm and effort, and that's why you won the game. But if they match your effort and they execute and don't give up the big plays, protect their quarterback, don't turn the ball over, that's how it's formula for not having success for us. So glad to be at home. It's our seniors' last home game. I don't know if that really. Usually, when you're playing, in my experience, when you've got something else to play for, that kind of takes a back seat. Senior day does, because the importance of the game and what that means to get to next week. So, but I'm excited for those kids. I mean, they've been fun to be around. Many of them I hate, all of them I hate that this is their last home game in Hardy Graham Stadium regular season. But, hopefully we can send them out of here with, great memories of the last home game. Well, first of all, he made some plays that if he doesn't make, him and Kalen Weathers, and Rod Wright, we're not in that game. I mean, he still had 467 yards and what, he throw 2 touchdowns or something. But that's not the 3. But that's not the Jared Neal we've seen up to this point. Give EKU credit for that. Now, some he'll tell you, I can't believe I let that ball, let that one go, and then he got hit on one. We've got to protect. This is the first time in several weeks that he hadn't been able to step into, a lot. He had a lot of stuff at his feet. He had to step up in the pocket. He was getting pushed from inside the pocket. So we've got to do a better job of protection. We've got to do a better job. Like I said, I've got to do a better job helping the offensive line in some different protection schemes. And then Jared will take it upon himself to, take care of the ball like he's done for, all the other games up to this point. So, those are the things. But you cause you some problems. There's a lot of blitzes coming. If you're not on point and don't have them picked up, they're going to run a guy free, and they play a lot of man coverage, so you don't get a whole lot of easy throws. So it's not like you're going to be able to just dink and dunk, and get his feet on the ground. He's going to have to make some throws, and receivers are going to have to get open. Very fast, a lot of good speed, and they don't just sit there. Like I said, they're not going to just let you block them. They're not the biggest team up front, but a lot of movement. Back their defense coordinator used to be here with us, Kane Womack, young guy. His dad's the defense coordinator at Ole Miss, and great family and great football pedigree. And so, he makes you work. He brings a lot of different, like I said, a lot of different pressures, a lot of different looks, and. It'll be a challenge for us this week. You're not going to be able to line up and say, our quarterback's better. Our quarterback's, we're going to ride him. No, you're going to have to manufacture some yards, and which it can be very difficult this time of year, because you're at this point of the season, and you kind of are what you are. So you can't recreate yourself and say, okay, we're going to be a 3-back team, or we're going to play with 3 tight ends on the field and stuff. But yet you got to find enough wrinkles to make them think as well. And so it's kind of a cat and mouse game back and forth. So both teams will, make sure that, you don't want to confuse yourself, but yet you don't want to give either side. It's not going to you got to make people think. You got to make people see different pictures than they've seen before, and that's kind of what we do on offense anyway. That's what you try to do every week. You'd like to throw it 40 and run it 40, but you got to be able to get yards when you run it 40 times, or now you're at 3rd and 7 instead of those 3rd and 4s, and so but like I said, you're at the point of the year to where you got to do whatever you got to do to win as well. And if that's throwing it 60 times, you're not worried about, with a long season, let's protect the quarterback. I mean, Jared Neal will take off and run. He understands, you're past the point of sliding for first downs. You're trying to get that first down and extend that drive, because, it's 8. You got 8 quarters left of a regular season. And so it's kind of, you could throw caution to the wind right now. I would think us or EIU, whoever can win 2 games in a row. I don't how in the OVC, the quality of our teams in our league compared to the other teams. You have to say that there's a huge. One of those teams is going to get in as the second. Provided Jacksonville State wins out, one of us is going to for sure get in a large bid. And I don't get to vote, but I've seen other leagues. I've seen other conferences that people in our league cross over and play. We're worthy enough. Our league, that's our top 4 teams, can match up with the top 24 in the country. Okay, so I don't see why we're going to have to get 3 teams in the league. I mean, or 3 teams in our league to get into the playoffs, and win games. So, who knows if other people see it like that. But as I look at them into the other conferences, the other FCS conferences, who else has got Jacksonville State, a EKU, EIU, and a UT Martin that can line up and play? Yeah. I mean, we won't spend a whole lot of talk about that today, but I'm honest with them every Monday afternoon. I said, okay, you win 2, you win 2 in a row, then I would tell you you're 99.9%, going to get in. You split these next 2, well, then it's out of your hands then, so then you would have to watch the committee and go from there. So, I think that's the way you approach it, but has no bearing on our preparation this week or these next 4 quarters. I remember in 08, we got a field goal block against EKU. If we make it, we win the league, and we got it blocked against EKU, and we ended up, I think, 6-2 in the league and didn't get in the playoffs. And so I think that was the year they only took maybe 1 out of the league, or maybe 2, and EKU was the other team. So no, it makes it. Last year you get to 5-3 in the league, and the year before you were 5-3, and the year before 6-2. But mathematically you got a chance to get to 7-1. That's what the math says to you, and you lose by 1 touchdown to Jacksonville State, the #1 team in the country. So then on the flip side, the math also tells you lose these next 2, you finish 5-3, just like you did the last 2 years. To me, this team has met expectations, but in a different type of way. What I mean by this is, you knew with the senior quarterback, and you knew some couple other players, developed that you were a 5-win team in this league, is the way I felt going into this, and we were going to have to play well in some spots to beat some teams that we were going to be underdogs against. EIU was one of those teams to where if you were going to get to 6-2, 7-1, was going to be a team that you were going to have to beat, and you're at that point right now. Oh, that'd be huge. That'd be huge. I know. We have such dire, loyal fans. The ones that I think I had 43 texts, after the game. Okay, and out of those 43, probably 30 of them were people here in the community that watched the game on television, or watched it on the OVC network, and listened to the game, and that means a lot to me. Those people follow us and text, and excited about us and stuff, and so. If we could duplicate what we had in homecoming, I mean, that's what you would want. Give me 5,000 in that stadium, and with those cowbells going, and support these kids, more to support this university. Give us a. We're going to play hard regardless, but boy, it'd make it a lot tougher on EIU if we could get in there and. It's supposed to be good weather, and I know Julio and his staff; those guys will do everything they can do to fill that stadium. But you students, this is your university. This is where you go to school. This is where your degree is going to be from. Okay, so everything that so when that thing's on that degree's on your wall, we want to do something to represent you, to make you proud, to where it just all it does is bring added value to that degree. That we expect excellence, everything here at UT Martin, and your football program being part of that. So I hope those students are there. We're going to play as hard as we can for you. We go into every game in today's college football because of people just know how to manipulate defenses a little bit, and so I mean it's very difficult to hold teams under 25 points these days. I mean, I went back the other day. Somebody had left it, and in 2006 we won the league. And we threw for 109 yards a game. We were 325 in total offense. Okay, now we only gave up 15 points a game. So we played off our defense and our special teams. So just football has evolved, tremendously. And now 325, you'd be last in the league. I would assume in total offense. I mean, 400 is the old 325, in total yards, and 30 points is what 21 points used to be. I really think it's changed that much, and so I was wrong last week. I told you we need to be in the 20s, and we got 42-35. So that's what's kind of neat about this team, to where maybe seriously it may be a 10-9 game, or it could be a 61-59 game. And these kids have responded to that. So, I think you go into every game saying, "Hey, we're going to try to score 40." As a defense, we're going to try to hold them under 20, and then different things happen throughout the game. I was proud of our special teams, even though it was nothing glamorous this past week. I thought we improved our kickoff return. I think we got one out past the 40. We were good in PATs. We were good on field goals. We were good in our punt. They put two returners back, and Jack was able to place the ball, and. give us a chance to flip some fields at time. Okay, so that was huge in this game. It was nothing spectacular, but we handled the punts, we handled the kickoffs, we kept them pinned back a little bit. That was cool. And it was good to see Jackson. Congratulations for him, Jackson Reddick, being the all-time scorer here in UT Martin history. Broke Keto Chu's record. So off the 88-89 team, I guess were the years. So Jackson certainly meant a lot to this program.